Hi everybody, Miniver here. No hat. This is a special vlog, and most of you who watch my videos may find this boring, so I will forgive you if you don't want to watch this. But I had to make this video. I had promised some very special people I would make the video this weekend, and it's coming down the wire to the end of the weekend, so I thought I'd better hurry up and get it up. And the reason it took me so long was I was a little bit nervous about making it. If anybody watched me around Christmas time, you know that I had found my brother on the internet, whom I hadn't had contact with in about 25 years. And along with my brother, my mother, and my other brothers and sisters, which was a wonderful thing for me, and still is a wonderful thing. It's wonderful to have contact with them again. What a lot of you may not know is that I was born in England. I lived there until I was 10. I lived in Chelmsford, Essex. I lived with my grandmother and my grandfather, and my mother and my Uncle Malcolm. My grandmother and grandfather pretty much raised me during that time. It was a wonderful time. And just recently my cousin Jill contacted my brother. And after 41 years, I now have contact with my family in England. And I can't tell you how exciting that is to me. My years in England, even though they were brief, were my foundation. My years in England carried me through some of the darkest times of my life. What I learned from my family in England made up a lot of who I am today. And so I know that Uncle Malcolm and Aunt Joyce and Cousin Kevin and Cousin Jill and Auntie Les and maybe Barbara Webb are watching this video. So hi to everyone over there, and it's just so wonderful. And Jill, I can't tell you how grateful I am that you put so much effort into finding us over here. It seems like my brother Paul is the easiest one to find out of us all. Bless him. I'm just so glad that you did manage to find us. I got to talk to my Uncle Malcolm this Friday, which was very, very exciting. And I'm just walking on air. The reason it took me so long to make this video was I wasn't sure what to say. It's kind of hard to talk to people when they can't talk back to you immediately. With my YouTube friends here and my subscribers, you kind of know there's going to be a delay. But this is a little different. So I wasn't quite sure what to say. So what I'm going to do is share with you some of my memories of England, and they may be skewed. It was so many years ago, but there hasn't been a week that has gone by in my entire life that I haven't thought about England and the people that I left behind over there. I thought what maybe I would do in the future is make some videos about my life over here in America, and a little synopsis of what's going on in the last 41 years. And that'll give my subscribers a chance to find out a little bit about me, a little bit more about me too. But I thought I'd share with you some of my memories of England. Some of my first memories are of being very little and being very, very spoiled. I think I was the first in my generation, and therefore I had many, many great aunts and great uncles, and I think they spoilt me rotten. My grandmother used to recite a poem to me. There was a little girl with a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. And when she was good, she was very, very good. But when she was bad, she was horrid. And that was definitely me. I remember my Uncle Malcolm. I remember torturing my poor Uncle Malcolm. I'm sure that it went both ways, but few of the things I remember is had an old wind-up record player somebody gave me, and he had a 45 of the Animals' House of the Rising Sun. That was Uncle Malcolm's record, and I absconded with it and played it into the ground, and I'm sure nobody over there ever wants to hear that song again. I remember my Uncle Malcolm asking me once if he could borrow 5 shillings. I remember I had a piggy bank, and relatives used to throw money in there, and I probably had a good bit of change. And he asked me if he could borrow 5 shillings, and I said, yeah, Uncle Mel, I gave him the 5 shillings, and not long after that, my grandmother came home, and I started screaming and crying that my Uncle Mel had taken my money, and I think he might have gotten into some trouble for that. I remember playing at the bottom of the garden on top of the bomb shelter and almost killing myself falling through the old rotted wooden doors at number 9 Orchard Street. I remember my grandfather going to the pub on Sundays. I remember going with him to get Coke for the fire. My grandfather was a terribly strong man. He was paralyzed all down one side. But he did some amazing things with our old house, all with one hand. And even at that age, I was fascinated by what he could do. He was a very, very strong man. My Nana was just a love. She took care of us all, and she was the matriarch of the house, and she took care of every one of us. No matter what anybody did, she loved everybody unconditionally. I had 2 old maid aunts, Aunt Edie and Aunt Lucy, and they were mischievous old ladies, and they taught me some ribald poetry, and they taught me about fairies and elves, and I spent hours and hours looking for fairies at the bottom of the garden. And my Uncle Malk had a friend named Midge who had a motor scooter, and I remember wanting so badly for a ride on that motor scooter. My Uncle Malk and my mother were young kids at that time, and they were into the whole party scene a lot, I think. I was involved in my Uncle Malcolm and Auntie Joyce's wedding. They had a double wedding with Midge and his wife, and I think her name's Elaine. You'll forgive me if I don't remember. And they were identical twins, and it was a beautiful wedding. I remember being involved in a lot of weddings in England. I don't know why that was. Maybe because there were so many in the family. I think my grandfather came from a very large family, and my grandmother too, so that may have been why I was involved in so many weddings. I remember that time in England as being a magical time. That time in England was my foundation. The foundation has carried me through everything that I've been through in my life. The foundation has given me the strength to make it through everything I've been through in my life. The people over there taught me to keep my mind open, to see beyond what was right in front of me. They gave me a love of reading. I think I wanted to be a librarian when I was little. I do remember that. England is my foundation. And even after 41 years, it's still home. And Jill, I can't thank you enough for bringing me back home. So I'll make vlogs here and there for my family to let you know just what's going on and what's gone on the last 41 years in my life. And I'll try not to ramble on and on. I'm sure that it's not that interesting. I just want you all to know Uncle Malk, Auntie Joyce, Cousin Jill, Cousin Kevin, Auntie Les, Barbara Webb, all of your families, that I am so happy to know that you're out there. And I look forward to talking to you and writing to you and getting your letters and getting pictures. And Jill, thank you. Thank you so, so much. So that's my vlog. And you all take care. And I'll talk to you really, really soon. Peace.